Let's begin by dismantling a very seductive yet profoundly limiting idea. You've likely encountered it in countless books, seminars, and social media feeds. The notion that success is a locked door for which only a few possess the key. This key is often presented as a secret, a specific method, a particular personality trait, a rigid 5-step formula that, if followed with religious fervor, will unlock the gates to a triumphant life. When people tell you this, they are perhaps unintentionally lying to you, not necessarily out of malice, but often out of a narrow and simplified understanding of their own journey. The truth, which is far more complex and infinitely more liberating, is that there is no one secret. There is no one way, no single method, and no perfect personality type that guarantees success. The very concept of a secret is appealing because it offers simplicity in a complex world. It promises a bypass around the messy, unpredictable, and often arduous work of genuine growth. It whispers that someone else has already done the hard thinking, and all you need to do is follow their precise footsteps. This is a comforting fairy tale, but it is a fairy tale nonetheless. The reality is that the path another person took was carved by their unique combination of genetics, upbringing, circumstances, strengths, weaknesses, and even their specific failures. To believe you can replicate their outcome by mimicking their actions is like expecting to paint a Van Gogh by using the same brand of paints he did. The tools are secondary to the artist. This is where the psychology becomes crucial. When we internalize the myth of the one true secret, we set ourselves up for a particular kind of psychological distress. We begin a relentless audit of ourselves, searching for the supposed missing ingredient. Am I not charismatic enough? Not disciplined enough? Not waking up at 4 a.m.? This constant self-assessment against an external and often fabricated ideal leads to what we call contingent self-worth. Your sense of value becomes dependent on adhering to an external formula. Every deviation from the prescribed path feels like a personal failure, a sign that you are fundamentally flawed and incapable. This mindset is a recipe for anxiety, burnout, and a deep-seated feeling of inadequacy. You are trying to force your unique, organic self into a rigid, prefabricated mold, and the resulting friction is immense psychological pain. Now, let's pivot to the truly freeing part of this realization. There are a million ways to win. This is not a platitude. It is a fundamental truth observable in every field of human endeavor. Consider success in business. We have the brash visionary showmanship of a Richard Branson, and we have the quiet, methodical, analytical genius of a Warren Buffett. Both are monumental successes, yet their personalities and methods are near opposites. In the creative world, we have the structured, disciplined routine of a Haruki Murakami, who runs daily to anchor his writing, and we have the chaotic, explosive, and unpredictable genius of a Picasso. Who possessed the secret to artistic success? They both did, but they were entirely different secrets because they were entirely different people. This principle applies directly to you. Your winning path will not look exactly like anyone else's. It will be a path that leverages your unique configuration of talents, your specific curiosities, and even your perceived flaws. Perhaps your introversion is not a handicap to be overcome in a world of extroverts, but a superpower that allows for deep focus and profound insight. Perhaps your tendency to question and doubt is not a lack of conviction, but the engine of your critical thinking and innovation. The goal is not to become a perfect copy of a successful person, but to become a more perfected, more effective version of yourself. Success is not about fixing what is wrong with you to match a template. It is about channeling what is right with you, in all its unique and peculiar glory, toward a meaningful objective. So, if there is no secret, what is there? There are not secrets, but there are universal principles. These are not step-by-step instructions, but fundamental truths about human performance and fulfillment that can be adapted and applied in a million different ways. Think of them as the laws of physics. Gravity affects everyone, but an architect, a rock climber, and a ballet dancer all engage with gravity in radically different ways to achieve their goals. Similarly, these principles are the gravity of achievement. Your job is to learn to work with them in a way that suits your unique design. One such principle is focused effort or deep work. There is no credible path to mastery in any complex field that does not involve long periods of concentrated, uninterrupted practice. This is non-negotiable. However, how you achieve this focus is where your individuality shines. One person may thrive on the Pomodoro technique of 25-minute sprints, while another may need a solid 4-hour block in the quiet of the morning. Another might do their best thinking in a noisy cafe. The principle is focus. The method is yours to discover. Another principle is resilience, or the capacity to endure setbacks and learn from failure. Every successful person has a graveyard of failed projects, rejected ideas, and painful mistakes. The principle is that failure is data, not destiny. But how you process that data is deeply personal. One person might need to talk through a failure with a trusted mentor to gain perspective. Another might need to retreat into solitude to journal and reflect. Another might use the anger and frustration from a failure as fuel to push even harder. The principle is to learn and persist. The emotional and cognitive strategy for doing so is yours to craft. A third principle is self-awareness. You cannot play to your strengths if you do not know what they are. You cannot manage your weaknesses if you are blind to them. This requires a commitment to honest self-reflection, to seeking feedback, and to a lifelong curiosity about your own mind and patterns of behavior. This is not about self-criticism. It is about self-inventory. It is the process of mapping your own internal territory so you can navigate it more effectively. The practical application of this mindset is a shift from seeking a map to learning to use a compass. A map gives you a predetermined route. A compass gives you a direction, but you must find your own way through the terrain, navigating around your personal obstacles and capitalizing on your unique opportunities. Your values are your true north. Your strengths and passions are your key landmarks. The principles of effort, resilience, and awareness are your tools. Start by conducting a ruthless audit of the secrets you have been sold. Which ones have you internalized? Where are you trying to force a square peg into a round hole? Give yourself permission to let those go. They are not truths. They are someone else's story. Then embark on the most important research project of your life, the study of yourself. What activities make you lose track of time? What tasks leave you feeling energized rather than depleted? In what environments do you feel most capable and creative? When have you overcome a significant challenge in the past? And what personal qualities did you use to do it? This is not narcissistic navel-gazing. It is the foundational work of building a life that fits you. Finally, adopt the mindset of a scientist running experiments, not a disciple following a prophecy. Your life is your laboratory. Set a goal based on what genuinely matters to you, not what you think should matter. Form a hypothesis. I believe that by leveraging my love for detailed analysis and my ability to explain complex things simply, I can build a successful consultancy. Then, design small, low-risk experiments. Try it, see what happens. Collect the data. Did it work? Did it feel aligned? What did you learn? Tweak your approach and run the next experiment. This framework removes the crushing pressure of having to be right the first time. It transforms the journey from a pass-fail test into a continuous and often fascinating process of discovery. The most freeing thing in the world is the realization that the blueprint for your success does not exist in a book, a course, or another person's biography. It is being written, moment by moment, by your choices, your actions, and your growing understanding of who you are. There is no one standing between you and your potential, because the gatekeeper you feared was always an illusion. The path is not out there waiting to be found. It is laid down by you with every step you take. Your way is the only way that ever could have worked for you, and it is more than enough.